Okay, so now I'm gonna make the scallion pancakes. I'm gonna put them together. So I have the dough that has been sitting for about an hour. I have scallions, which I have, this is one head, so maybe 6 stalks from top to bottom that I put in the blender and made into a fine mince, and then some flour and also salt. So I'm going to turn out my dough. And I want all of this. And I'm going to dust my board, put it out. And sprinkle it on top with some dough. I also sprinkle my roller, and I'm gonna roll this out. So I'm going for as large a rectangle as I can get. So I'm just going to press and pull. And so the longer you let your dough rest, the less bounce back it has. Also, I forgot that we need some oil for in between the layers as well. So you can use, I've been using sunflower oil, like a kind of no taste oil. You could use sunflower, safflower. I prefer those. So now I'm going to try to get it pretty uniform. And pretty thin. And I want to be able to move it. So I also have, where is my blade? Okay. All right. So I want to have access to the being able to lift it. So now this is pretty thin, as you can see, and it's a nice dough. So now I'm just gonna kind of lightly go over the top with some oil, just a little bit, and paint it over the whole surface of the dough. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some scallions. And so, like I said in the scallion video, I like putting it through instead of doing it by hand. You could definitely do it by the scallions by hand, but I like the uniformity, and I also like that it's so small that it won't bust through the dough. It won't have any kind of jagged sharp. So it's kind of just pressed out all the way to the edges. And then salt it. And also flour it just a little bit. And then I'm going to take this side in and this side in. So folding it over, and then I'm going to press. So I'm like taking out all the air between the scallion and the dough. And then I'll take this side and fold it in. And again, just taking out all of the spaces. And then I will flip this way and reflour this and roll it again. So you'll probably have little bits of scallion that come out. That's okay. I'm going to try it again. Make this as long as I can. And then I'm going to do that again. Oil. And then scallion. And so whatever scallions you have left over, you can use for the dipping sauce. So the dipping sauce, I put in tamari, mirin, a little bit of sweetener, you decide, sugar, maple syrup, whatever. Hot pepper, lots of hot pepper, some scallions, some garlic, water. Am I forgetting something? And did I say mirin? I'll put the recipe for it in the comments. And then a little bit of flour. And I'll salt it again. So that, you know, you're trying to get to that every layer has flavor. So that there's not one bite of it that isn't seasoned. And then I will fold this in. And I will fold this in. Oops, I didn't press. Press, press, press. And then press. And then I'm going to let this rest for 20 minutes. Right, so now I have this. I'll let this rest. You know, you can clean this up so it's like a nice little even rectangle. I let this rest, and then I will come back and we will roll it and cut it and cook it.